What's happening, guys? Today I want to speak to you about the #1 hidden product research method for 2021 and beyond. This is something I see very few people talking about, and as you know, when everyone's doing things one way, you want to try do things the other way, and this is that other way. This is brand analytics product research. Now, brand analytics is only available if you're brand registered, but that's something you can get done pretty much within about 6 months or so these days. Now, I'm going to be using brand analytics to #1, find potential products that we can launch on Amazon. 2, discover what variation, what form of those products customers want most, so we can build our product out along those lines. And thirdly, how do we actually build out that listing to make sure it gets as much click-through rate and conversion rate as possible? All of those things can be achieved with brand analytics. In this video, I'm going to show you how. Now, if you're still concerned with getting brand registered, I am going to drop links up here at the end of this video to my brand registry videos. It's going to show you how to choose the right brand name and get brand registered. But let's get into brand analytics. Now, in Seller Central, you can find brand analytics beneath brands. And just to note, this used to be below reports, but now it's below brands in Seller Central at the top. And so you can see here, once we click into brand analytics, this is the dashboard and what it looks like. It's currently displaying info for the whole of Amazon.com on a weekly date range and what's typed in the most overall. So you can see PS5, which is PlayStation 5, is the most searched term currently. And therefore, since a search on Amazon is a search to buy, PS5 is currently the highest demanded product on the platform. And then it would go Christmas decorations, then a Nintendo Switch, etc. in descending demand. Now, how you want to use this at this point is you want to select a single department that you're interested in. In this case, we're actually going to do home and garden. Then what we're going to do is we are actually going to select a quarterly date range, because the shorter the date range, the more trending results might be. So we want to go with a quarterly range here generally. And then we click apply. Now, once we do that, we can see all of these results over here in this little box. And so desk is the #1 search term in home and garden. That's what people type in the most, and it's therefore the highest demanded product in home and garden currently. There's a couple things I want to point out to you here. Search frequency rank. The lower this is for that search term, you can see this one's #1, this one's #2. The lower it is, the more that is being typed into Amazon. So you can see that descends here. Then we have #1 clicked ASIN over here. And the #1 clicked ASIN is the #1 clicked product for that keyword. So here, of course, we're looking at desk. So when people type desk in, this is the #1 clicked listing. And then here we can see the title. We can actually click through to that listing here if we wish, view Amazon product page. But here we can also see #1 click share. This is called click share percentage. Out of all the clicks occurring after people type in desk, how much of those clicks can we attribute to this ASIN? And you can see here it's just under 5% of all the clicks go to this listing. And conversion share is going to be how many of the sales, after people type desk in, look at listings and purchase desks, how many of those sales can be attributed to this listing? You can see they get just below 4% here. Then you can check those same statistics for the second most clicked ASIN over here, and the third clicked ASIN is the last one. Something you'll find intriguing though is sometimes the second most clicked ASIN will actually have a higher conversion share, etc. And we're going to get into why that's so important for you and how that's going to help you build listings the right way so that they get maximum clicks and maximum sales. Okay, so now that you've got a good idea of the dashboard, what these things mean, let's actually evaluate this. So at this point, we are actually going to begin moving down this list, looking for search terms that relate to potential products we can look at a bit more. That's what we're looking for. So the very first ones are generally going to be massively competitive, of course, like desk, for example, or office chair. These are search terms relating to products which probably are not going to be high potential. So as you move through this list looking for search terms that might pertain to a potential product, you're avoiding search terms that relate to products that are probably very big, that are very seasonal, that are very cheap, that are brand dominated, and that are very difficult for you to improve or develop further. And a trick that I found while doing this is that longer tail keywords, like 3 keywords or more in each phrase, is generally going to lead to higher potential products. So that's something I'm just looking for as I'm scanning these. So if we move down the list a bit, you can see hummingbird feeders for outdoors. Now this is number 135 in search frequency in the whole of home and garden. So this is typed in a huge amount. It's a long tail keyword, and it relates much more to a product that's probably going to be high potential than a term like desk. Now what's also very cool with this is at any point you can just click on this keyword. So let's click it. And you can see it's just filled that into Amazon, and we are now looking at this market to see whether or not it's going to be high potential. So you can kind of do a shorthand check really quickly if you wish to decide, am I going to hold on to this to evaluate it further in a moment, or can I discard it? And this one's actually kind of interesting. You can see here, front page, 81 reviews. Okay, not the best price point. We want to be above like $30 if possible, but they're doing almost 500 sales a month, which is really good at only 81 reviews. And here again, only 3 reviews, they're doing over 1,000 sales a month. So there might actually be potential in this one. And another thing I love about this method is that it's going to show you certain things you've never thought of or would never think of even searching. For example, for me, I would never search for canning jars, but this is one we found here, and when we click through to that, this is what we see. So here, canning jars, and we've got some higher review competitors at the top, but you can see here again, front page, here we $32, only 7 reviews, and they're doing 475 sales a month. And over here, 15 reviews, $21. That's a little on the low end, but over 1,000 sales a month. So even this could be a potential market that we look more into. Now, one of the things I'd worry a bit with this on is development potential, like how unique can we make this? But we do see some like cleaning gear here. I thought this video up here was very interesting, that it shows dissolvable labels for canning jars. Maybe that's something we could do, but again, an interesting market. The next one we found was scented candle sets, as you can see here with the search frequency rank, so a little bit lower down, but this is what that looks like. So here it is on Amazon. A lot of variation in this one, which I like a lot. We got some big review competitors here, but I like how different all of the offerings are. This is something we could really develop a lot more in our own way, and customers would value that. Here again, as I've gone through in other videos, you really want to be looking for the customer favorites and putting yourself along that trajectory. So if it's like the really colorful ones doing well, you want to do a colorful one, etc. And we can see here a bit of seasonality with the Christmas one, 178 reviews doing over 10,000 sales a month, which is insane. But even here, we actually have only 210 reviews, 2,500 sales a month. The price point is what I'm going to be worried about with this market. Again here, only 13 reviews, 1,200 sales a month. This one, no reviews, doing 866 a month, but I think it's because of the seasonal packaging. But that is something you could work into your strategy. And here, a bit of a higher price point, and I'm going to look at that to see what are they doing to justify that higher price, because I want to go with the higher price option. I know that generally that's going to end up being more profitable. And here we can see 335 reviews, but they are doing over 600 sales a month. So this again is something we could look more at. And then moving down the list, the next one we found was sushi making kit with this search frequency rank. Now when we click through to that, this is what we see. So here it is on Amazon. It feels a little lower in terms of reviews, as we would expect. When we go down in search frequency rank, so too will the competition come down, but at the same time often sales amounts are going to come down. Demand gets a little bit less. So you want to find the right balance for you. So we do have some bigger review numbers at the top here, but quite a bit of variation. And this is, again, a product you could probably develop quite a lot more in terms of what's in your sushi making kit or what's not in their kits that customers want. And still on page 1 here, we can see 148 reviews, good price point, 206 sales a month. 11 reviews, 226, lower price point. So here generally they are still making good sales, but we're not making as many sales as in those other markets. So lower competition area with lower sales. So you've really got to try and build out the best kit where you can charge enough, and then you've got to try take a good percentage of this market. And then the last one we found here was anniversary gifts for her. And when we drop this into Amazon, this is what we see. So you can see on this market we have a ton of variation, very different gifts, because people will choose different gifts based on who that gift is for. Now, I've spoken at length about gifts. I think they're one of the highest potential products for Amazon because you can develop them so much more yourself. You can make them very unique, and people appreciate that. They're spending a lot of time on this purchase, and they're often willing to pay quite a lot more when they're buying a gift because it reflects on them as a person when they hand that gift over. But immediately here, this looks quite good. We can see 65 reviews, huge price point, 250 sales a month already. And then further down the page, this jumps out at me again because we saw the rose at the top. And again, I'm looking for customer favorites here. So this rose, I think it's a preserved rose and necklace. That's starting to really jump out at me already. And here we can see 26 reviews, awesome price point, and they're doing almost 1,000 sales a month. A little bit lower, you can see totally different product but serving the same need. This one, 26 reviews, great price point, 3,000 a month. And you can see this is very unique. Someone has sat and designed this, and now they're benefiting from that awesome design of theirs. So that's why I like gift products so much, and this is looking really good. And then again down the page here, 6 reviews, good price point, 223 sales a month. So this is definitely coming out as the customer favorite to me, and I might go type in that specific keyword for preserved rose or preserved rose and necklace and start really looking at that market. We can rank here as well, anniversary gifts and anniversary gifts for her, but we can also have a good look at that specific market. So if we actually type in preserved rose, we get some autocomplete. Here, preserved rose with necklace. And you guys can see here, 44, 18, 26, 136, all low reviews. We've got 300, almost 200, 1100, 1800. This is a really good sign. So we've got super low reviews, super high sales numbers. This could be a really decent product. And even down the page here again, 6, none, 12 reviews. And we got 400, 220, 100. Also a really good sign. And I also love the price point on these. Also very small product, so profit margins are going to be high here. So a lot of those look good, but I'm very interested in that preserved rose one. And that is exactly how you guys can go through, use brand analytics to come up with new ideas. Just find things you would never personally search for. The last thing you can do here is click the like button. So let's move on to how brand analytics can help you actually build out that product in a way, or choose the version or form of that product that customers want most. Now in this case, we're actually going to start with a keyword on brand analytics. It's important to note you're going to do this once you already have that potential idea. So in this case, come back to brand analytics, just select Amazon.com at the top, not a specific department. And we're going to put the date range on quarterly again. And then what we're going to do is input our keyword here. We're going to use 2 of our products we found there as an example. So let's start with canning jars. So if we put in canning jars, because that's already a really short term, and apply, it's now going to return to us the terms on Amazon overall that are typed in the most with canning jars. And of course, what this is going to help you with is seeing what's typed in most, therefore what's in highest demand, and therefore how you should build your product. So should it be a 16-ounce canning jar or 8-ounce, etc. You can see again here, canning labels for jars. So we know the labels are important. Maybe that's something we implement with our jars. So if we look at a different example, let's put in scented candles and apply. Now here again, we're going to get good ideas of what type of scent should the candles have. Should it be vanilla or rose, etc. Maybe what type of wax you should use, and then more on the purchasing decision. So you can see here, scented candles, gifts for women. There's a lot of gifts going on here. And that tells us immediately when we do this product, packaging and gifting is very, very important. Another thing here is you might find a potential product that's very competitive in its base form, but by doing this, you're going to be able to move down to less competitive areas. So let me show you what I mean. If we click through to scented candles alone, highest search frequency rank, so it's likely more competitive. Let's click through. We can see here 20,000, 16,000, 1, a big outlier here, 4,500. Quite big review numbers immediately here. You can see all in the thousands. But if we come back to brand analytics, and we go scented candles, gifts for women, if we click through here, we'll skip these sponsored ones, and here we do have some high review ones. We've got a 45 here, which is that is really good. 6,000 sales a month at 45 reviews. But we're also seeing a lot of uniqueness here. Here there's more variation, and you can see with the reviews just lower competition. So generally by using this method, you're going to be able to find less competitive niches for your starting term, for that initial product you found. Now the other cool thing with that is you can then target both terms. You're still targeting scented candles, but you're targeting scented candles, gifts and gift sets, and maybe anniversary gifts, etc. So you're getting a lot of keyword variation, which is going to allow you flexibility with PPC and multiple points of visibility where customers might find you. And thirdly, this is the last thing that you can also use brand analytics for, and that is to enhance click-through rate and conversion rate on your listings. So of course, this is once you have a high potential product and you're looking at how do I need to display this product? What do I need to have firstly within the product so I can demonstrate it on the listing, but also how do I build out that listing to make sure I get the most clicks possible and then the most sales possible once people are on my listing. So here what you're going to do is actually keep it on Amazon overall, not a specific department. We're going to put it to weekly on this range here because we want the most recent data, what's actually happening based on what these listings look like right now, not what they looked like 3 months ago. And then we're going to input our term. Here, let's put in preserved rose. Now we are doing preserved rose and necklace, but it's so specific that we don't actually get data back for that. So we're going to apply. And here we can see 3 search terms in order. What we now want to do is we want to focus very much on these ASINs that are being clicked the most and also converting the most. So for example, this first one, we're going to take a look at them, view Amazon page, and then let's do the exact same for the next one and for number 3. Now the first thing you actually want to evaluate here is why are they getting so many clicks? And so we're going to click on preserved rose over here. It's going to open the market up. As you can see, this was our number 1 clicked ASIN we already opened. So we want to find that here, which is over here. Now, why is that one getting so many clicks? We can see it's got a nice clean white background, unlike some of these. So it really stands out. Great packaging box, a good number of reviews as well, but maybe people like the style, etc. And remember, this was our number 2 clicked ASIN. It does have variations, so we might see the red one on the front page, for example, but this was number 2. So if we jump back to our main page, remember the reason we're looking at the main page, why we click through to the keyword, is this is what customers see. So we're trying to work out why are they clicking on these ones the most and how can we employ that in our product and listing. So again, this was number 1 clicked ASIN, and this is basically number 2 clicked ASIN, just like this. And again, really good packaging, looks like a gift, clean background, not like these ones here. And the last one, just the same as the one we actually just looked at now. So these versions are doing very well. This box preserved rose version with the necklace. And this one, in fact, stands out very well because they've employed the necklace larger like that on the main image. And what I think is really interesting here is that this one actually has very low reviews, yet it's within the top 3 clicked ASINs. It's a very, very good sign for you. Also, this just tells us, for example, we want to have a clean white background. those are converting more than these types of backgrounds here. So you're instantly picking things up like that, and you can begin thinking about your product and the design of the main image. And also you want to look at this point for things like, are they running coupon clippings over here or anything like that? And then back on brand analytics, remember that was preserved rows, that main page. And if we look across, the other thing we look at is click share percentage. So out of all the clicks happening there on that page, how many does this ASIN get? You can see this one does get almost 13% of the clicks, which is huge. This one gets a bit less at 8.7%, which we would expect. And this one a bit less at 7%. So these two are closely matched over here. And the next thing you want to look at, which is even more important, is the conversion share. So you can see this one, the first ASIN we looked at, has 17.6% of the sales. So out of all the sales happening there after people type in preserved rows, how many does this listing get? And they get almost 18% of the sales. This one here got 8.8%, and this one here got almost 12%. So they actually got more. And remember, this is the one where the necklace is shown a bit bigger. And so if we look at these listings in order, this one had the highest conversion share at like 17%. We want to look at their images. How have they done the images? We want to follow suit. Do they maybe have a video in some cases here? Do they have enhanced brand content at the very bottom of the listing? This one you can see does not, just a normal HTML description. What have they done with the bullet points? But that's what we're looking for here, is why is this one converting so well? Now this was the second most converting one. This is the one that gets the second most sales here. And again, we can see all the images, no video this time, and then the bullet points. Again, just an HTML description. And lastly was this one, which came in third for sales, etc. Nice images here that we want to learn from. No video. Pretty standard bullet points here. Again, HTML description. And this one's currently converting more, and it might be because of the lifestyle aspect of their images, etc. You might want to employ that. But very important, once you've chosen your product, that you come and look at this data and work out how to best build out your listing. So guys, that is how you can use brand analytics for 1, finding products, especially those you've never even heard of. 2, for deciding which form or variant of that product is best to launch, or how to build yours out differently, exactly based on what customers are typing in. And thirdly, how to best build those listings based on the data you can get from brand analytics to boost your click-through rate, but also conversion rate. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please drop us a quick like. Remember to subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss uploads like this one. And please comment below for me, which of these 3 methods, finding, developing, or building listings, which of those methods did you find most useful and are you going to be implementing? I look forward to discussing that with you below, and I will see you guys in the next video.